It's Thursday, September 11th, 2025. My name is Thom Rigsby. Welcome to your AmCon Daily Brief. On today's show, I'm going to break down the news of the assassination of Charlie Kirk, conservative commentator, activist, husband, and father. And on this solemn anniversary of 9/11, we are once again reminded how sudden acts of violence can reshape lives, families, even entire nations. Before we go any further, let's pause to honor the lives lost on September 11th, 2001, the thousands taken from us that day, and the heroes who stepped forward, and the communities that came together again in crisis. We honor them best by choosing resilience over fear and preparedness over panic. Before we go any further, let's get you up to speed with the latest from the ASAT team and today's daily SITREP.
This is your AmCon Daily SITREP for September the 11th, 2025. Up first today, we remember the tragic events of September the 11th, 21, a day that forever changed all our lives. As we reflect on that moment in history, we remain vigilant and prepared for whatever challenges may come. In health news, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., head of the Health and Human Services Department, released the Make America Healthy Again report on September 9th. This 20-page report highlights critical children's health issues and proposes strategies to address chronic illnesses. It calls for integrating health data systems to study vaccine-related injuries, autism factors, and the impact of processed foods and environmental contaminants. The report also recommends enforcing laws on prescription drug ads and limiting unhealthy food marketing to children, though its implementation faces challenges related to funding and scientific debate. In automotive news, Chrysler has announced a recall affecting over 91,000 Jeep Grand Cherokee plug-in hybrid electric vehicles from model years 2022 to 2026. The recall stems from a software error that may lead to a loss of drive power, increasing the risk of a crash. Owners of these vehicles will begin receiving notification letters on October 23rd, and VINs can be checked starting today on the INSA website. In other health-related news, a vaccine safety study conducted in 2020 comparing vaccinated and unvaccinated children was recently presented before the U.S. Senate by attorney Aaron Siri from ICANN. The study reviewed health records from more than 18,000 children and found a significantly higher incidence of chronic health issues, such as asthma, autoimmune diseases, and neurodevelopmental disorders among vaccinated children. The study was reportedly not published initially due to concerns from the authors regarding professional risks. Turning to environmental preparedness, rainwater harvesting is gaining momentum across the Southwest and other regions as a practical method to sustain gardens amid increasing drought and hotter climate conditions. Advocates promote simple techniques such as digging basins to soak rainwater into the soil, recharging aquifers, and nourishing plants. Cities like Tucson, Arizona, are even offering rebates for rainwater collection systems to encourage adoption of this sustainable practice. Now for today's weather summary. A wet pattern continues across the southern Florida peninsula, with localized flooding possible. The Rockies and northern Great Basin may also see heavy rains with isolated flooding. Temperatures are expected to be below average across California and the Great Basin, while much above average temperatures build across the Plains and Mississippi Valley. No severe weather warnings beyond these are currently in effect. Checking the AmCon events calendar for the coming week, several activities are planned, including the North Regional Campout, Training and Adventure Challenge in Central City, Iowa, from September 12th to 14th, and the Broward County, Florida chapter monthly meetup focusing on outdoor skills on September 13th in Sunrise, Florida. Additionally, the Home Preparedness Workshop on Backup Power, Heating, and Lighting will be held in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia on September 13th. Members are encouraged to participate in these events to build skills and community resilience. That concludes today's main stories. Members can access the American Contingency Members-Only site to get the full report and more in-depth analysis of today's stories, along with practical preparedness tips, training opportunities, and resources to help you, your family, and your neighborhood stay crisis-ready.
Like the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the killing of Charlie Kirk is more than the loss of a life. It is an attack on a voice, a movement, and on the people who found connection through him as a leader. Both moments have sent shockwaves through communities and forced them to decide, do we fracture in fear or do we stand together stronger? Today we stand at a crossroads as a nation and as individuals. How our nation responds will be the sum of how each of us responds. Anger at this point is a natural reaction, and fear is completely understandable. But you cannot let either one of them drive you. Instead, choose discipline over impulse, community over isolation, and preparedness over panic. At AmCon, we choose trust over fear and respect over contempt. Those are two of our core values. That means we don't let fear dictate our actions, and we don't allow tragedy to become an excuse for division. We respond with calm, discipline, and respect for ourselves, for our families, and for our communities. The strength of a nation begins in the strength of its people, its families, and communities. Preparedness for crisis moments isn't just about storms or outages. It's also about the sudden disruptions, an attack on a public figure like we saw yesterday, or even an attack on our nation. Those things ripple into every home and community. You can't control the headlines, but you can control your household and your circle. That's where resilience begins. Here are 3 concrete actions you can take right now, today. 1, revisit your family communications plan. If something like this happened while you and your family were scattered at school, at work, across town, how would you reconnect? If you haven't already, write it down and share it. Share it with every member of your family. It does no good. It is useless if you are the only one that knows the plan. Number 2, evaluate situational awareness habits. We've been talking about that a lot the last few days. At public events, do you know where the exits are? Do you have a rally point if you're separated? Walk through it mentally before you walk in, and walk through it verbally with everybody in your group. Number 3, strengthen your local community ties. Just as Dr. King's death underscored the power of unified communities, we must know our neighbors and strengthen our groups. At the time of crisis, that is not the time to discover that you're on your own. Now is the time to invest in those relationships. And one more thing, it's kind of a bonus. Don't just sit around watching the news today and wringing your hands. Talk to your spouse, your kids, your friends, your group, your sphere of influence. Share your concerns. Tell them how you're feeling. And more importantly, share your plans. Preparedness is stronger and only works when it's shared. So today, I want you to take 15 minutes, on this day especially, to talk with your family about how you would handle a sudden crisis. Again, write it down, walk through it, talk through it, and commit to reviewing it together on a regular basis. Tomorrow, we're going to step back into our family preparedness rhythm with some quick wins, 5 small back-to-school steps every household can take right now. That's it for today's AmCon Daily Brief. Members, your resources are waiting on the site and in the Asset app. If you're not yet part of the network, visit AmericanContingency.com and start building, I'll get it out here in a minute, real resilience today. And today especially, let's remember those we lost on 9/11 and now again. Honor them, not with fear, but with readiness. I'm Thom Rigsby. Stay alert, stay ready, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.